Thank you, Chrissy, and thanks also to RIU Vertical Events and Canaccord for putting on this this great platform for us all to have a presentation and speak to you all. So TG Metals, we're high-grade lithium is what we've discovered in Lake Johnson, and we haven't been long listed since 2022, but we've made some major discoveries since we have. So just the usual disclaimers there, read them at your leisure, available on the ASX platform. Okay, so just some highlights for us. So in the last 12 months, in fact, our first discovery was this time last year. We've discovered two lithium deposits. Burmeister was the first one, which we've made great advances on, and progressing that to its first maiden resource. And just recently, we put some holes into the Jager Meister soil anomaly and then discovered the Jager Meister deposit as well, which is going to add significant project size to the Lake Johnson area. In addition, we're also not only in exploration there, but we're moving into development. So we've done more than just drilling. We've done seismic as well, and we've done some met test work as well to get ahead of the game. The seismic gives us basically showing a continuity of our pegmatites with depth, and also metallurgical tests, which tells us that we're really onto something which is significant, and we believe it will be a mine one day. We're making discoveries and improving deposits. Is that shown on our EV? Absolutely not. We're a little bit up today because we put our MET results out, but our enterprise value is pretty woeful, really. At $3.4 million, it just doesn't show the value of our Jager Meister and Burmeister deposits. But we aim to work on that, and we aim to prove that these things are the next best thing in terms of next developments. That's what we want our Lake Johnson project to be, the next development in lithium when prices improve. We've got a very tight register. Our top 50 shareholders hold just shy of 59% of the company. And we're ably led by a diverse board headed up by Richard Bevan as our chairman. So this is our project, a major project, Lake Johnson region of Western Australia. It's been overlooked in the past for lithium exploration, but we're aiming to make amends to that. We're close to Esperance Port. All around us we have 4 operating lithium mines right now. To the west of us, to the east of us, and to the south. We hold the dominant land position in the Lake Johnson Greenstone Belt, which is prospective for lithium. We also have the largest defined deposit in the region at the moment as well, with Burmeister, with an exploration target there of around 20 million tonnes. And just to cap that one off as well, Rio recognises the region as being significant. They're building a presence, and they're in fact our next door neighbours on several of our tenements. We have a proven lithium endowment now in the Lake Johnson region, and I think it's just going to grow from here. So on to our most advanced project, the Burmeister lithium pegmatite deposit. We've put a lot of work into this, a lot of advanced work. Some would say, why have you gone and done things like putting out an exploration target, doing pit shells around your mineralisation that we have actually modelled from drilling, and then done met test work when we havenent defined a JORC compliant resource yet? Well, the reason for that is that we basically wanted to make sure that what we are going to drilling is the most expensive part of any exploration exercise by far. So if you want to put money into the ground, you want to make sure that you're putting it into something worthwhile. And that's why we've done the advance work, basically on doing pit optimisations and also on metallurgy, to make sure that what we've got is worth drilling, and it certainly is, as you'll see. So Burmeister Deposit, it's a stacked pegmatite system. The main deposit is 1.5 kilometres long in strike, which is quite large. We've already put out a target statement, up to 20 million tonnes at 1.2% at a 0.4 lithium cutoff. All the modelling has been based on drilling. So we're not basing it on just rock chip samples, what you see at surface, or just a thumb suck. We're actually doing it on our actual drilling. And a conceptual pit shells are being derived using actual real data. So what we did was we actually took the real data from Mount Catlin mine to the south of us, their cost data, their operating data, and put that into the pit optimisation shells. So it generates pit shells based on those parameters, and you can see that ore is future open pittable. Burmeister is definitely turning into a significant hard rock lithium deposit. Because of its size and also the addition of Jager Meister now, it's a potential standalone operation. So we don't have to use somebody else's mill. We're not even thinking of toll treating at all. It's a standalone. This would be build your own mill at site. We have untested upside, which through our seismic surveys will be a focus for us going forward with our drilling as well. And as you can see from our best drilling intercepts there, we've got some high grades and some great widths to them as well, above 20 metres. So this is just a long section through the Burmeister deposit and the pits. So it's a shallow weathering profile as well. So we haven't actually drilled so further enough south on the deposit to see how far up it becomes into the oxide zone, but we believe it's going to be less than 30 metres before we're hitting ore. The stacked pegmatites with shallow dips allows for a staged approach to mining, where we can reduce our stripping ratio as we go. The optimised pit shells take in the majority of the ore and is still open to depth. The spodumene occurs throughout the pegmatites. So what we've seen with the pegmatites at Burmeister is they're fairly unique in that the spodumene occurs throughout from the hanging wall to the footwall. There are no blank areas in these pegmatites, which is important because when you come to mine these things, you're mining the pegmatite, you're not mining the spodumene. So you want the whole lot to be mineralised, and at Burmeister it is. We've seen that in our met work, which I'll come to later as well. We believe that because it's so consistent, we can get to an inferred resource on a fairly wide spacing of 100 by 100 metre infill. On our metallurgy, which we've just completed. So we've still got a bit to go on the metallurgy, so we're getting our flotation tests done, but our first site of DMS test work, we've managed to produce concentrate up to 6.31%. That's significant because SC6, being 6% spodumene concentrate, is the benchmark, but not many producers actually produce it. In fact, of Western Australian producers, only Greenbushes produces a 6% spodumene concentrate. The others are well below that. So we believe that we can get up towards or exceed a 6% concentrate because of our simple mineralogy. Our simple mineralogy is leading to simple metallurgy, and that's what we've always believed since we first had a look at the mineralogy of the deposit. DMS is also proving effective. It's important because DMS is the cheapest way to get spodumene out of your pegmatites. If you've got to use flotation, you're talking at north of $20 to $30 a tonne more to process the ore. So we want to try and reduce the amount of flotation work that we have to do. When we did this work, we added some wall rock, some basalt into the mix as well to simulate the actual mining conditions, because you are going to get some dilution. So we put a front-end ore sorting circuit in, and that worked really well. It took out 70% of the basalt waste and also gave us an upgrade to the processing feed to around about 1.5% consistent. So it doesn't matter what you put in, it looks like we're getting about 1.5 once we've been through the ore sorting process, which is a great result. We also have now the ability to include DMS as a major component in the flow sheet, which is very important, as I said, for processing economics going forward. Further on the metallurgy coming up, so we've got a flotation test work completing, so that's going to be done on the fines component. You're always going to get fines through your crushing circuit and also even through your blasting in the pit. So you've got to treat that somehow, either that or you stockpile it, as they've done at Mount Catlin, and now they're looking to put in a flotation circuit later to treat that, or you just simply pump it out to tailings, and then you end up with a very poor recovery. So we want to capture that part of the fine circuit, float it, and produce another con. It'll improve the overall recoveries This also, the whole metallurgy test that we've done so far will be the first stage in selecting our preferred flow sheet. We're targeting for an operation an open pit amenable process feed, so basically everything that's within open pits. We're not going to be drilling down 800, 900 metres. That's all going to be underground. We're not interested in doing underground. Open pit is where we want to be. That's the cheapest method. And a hybrid flow sheet of DMS and flotation. We want to be towards the bottom of the cost curve. That's how you survive price downturns. If you're in the top of the cost curve, you're going to come a cropper. So our simple met plus open pit mining, that'll translate into a low cost operation, both in capital cost and in operating cost. On our recent Jager Meister prospect, Jager Meister, just like you, Chrissy, Jager Meister, sticking with the German name themes. Our first drilling there discovered new high-grade pegmatites. It looks like the pegmatites are thickening to the west. So on the diagram there you can see it's open in all directions, but getting thicker towards the west. It's quite a bit wider than Burmeister because it's not constrained to an ultramafic on the eastern side. So we're thinking at this stage, the indications are it's going to be as large as Burmeister or possibly even larger. All that we've drilled there so far is everything below 100 metres in depth as well. So it's quite shallow. Our seismic results there showed that the pegmatite structures continue to up to 800 metres depth. Not that we'll be drilling 800 metres, but it means that we can just keep on drilling until we get to the limit of economics for an open pit operation. It adds a lot of size to the Lake Johnson lithium project, which would add then, mine life years out 20, 30, 40 years. So also we have some emerging prospects around as well. These are tenements which are outside of the main Burmeister and Jager Meister tenements, but they're still prospective, so we need to go and explore those at the same time as we're following up on our Burmeister and Jager Meister infills. Tay Prospect, Taylor Rocks, and we've also we're pegging other strategic applications in and around Poseidon's operations, around Windy Hill, and also around where Rio is farmed in to Jager as well. We're also making strategic pegging around there. It's opening up 50 kilometres of prospective greenstone belt. There's more to be found here, and we're in the dominant position to find it. So in short, our ongoing exploration is delivering results, and we're planning on being out there again and drilling in November on Jager Meister. So key investment drivers. I think we've shown in the last 12 months what we're doing in terms of exploration is working. A lot of people were critical of us at the beginning about doing soil sampling for lithium. Soil sampling doesn't work. Well, it actually does at Lake Johnson. And it's also about how you read the results as well. And I think we've got the formula for that. It's working for us. We're finding deposits. We do our conceptual pit shells on early to see to guide our drilling going forward so that we're not drilling stuff that's never going to be mined. We're doing our metallurgical test work up early as well to make sure that we've got a quality product at the end of the day. Our exploration science, as I said, is working. We're prioritising our drilling going forward. Drilling, as I said, most expensive part you can do in exploration. You want to make sure that you focus on it and make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. On the growth side, we've still got more upside in both Burmeister and Jager Meister. The whole area is an emerging lithium province. Rio's getting involved in the area. I think it's going to be the next big thing. So we've got over 60 years collective experience in our geology team, and we're putting that to work. And a lot of that is actually in lithium as well. So thank you, everyone.